Welcome to your daily internet marketing tool. What's happening, guys? It's K here. Happy Friday, April 25th. I hope you're well. I hope you had a good week. Hope you had a good Passover and Easter and Coachella, Jazz Fest, anything else you might be celebrating this week. So today I want to do a video blog post for all my fellow brothers and sisters out there that are struggling with debt. If you have debt, if you have unsecured credit card debt, if you have debt collectors coming after you, if you're trying to think about debt consolidation, debt settlement, pay attention, because I have been through it. I have been through it, and I am almost debt free, and I want to tell you a couple things that I learned along the way. But first I want to give you a quote of the day, and even if you actually are debt free but have some financial issues and want to just get a couple extra tools for your tool belt, you should watch this video too. So check this out. Science of Getting Rich, Wallace D. Wattles. Classic old text. I just got it in the mail. I'm really excited to read it. I love these kind of books. So I want to read the quote of the day, and this is going to be sort of old English, so bear with it. I'll translate it. So it's talking about gratitude, basically. And he says, "The grateful outreaching of your mind in thankful praise to the Supreme is a liberation or expenditure of force. It cannot fail to reach that to which it is addressed, and the reaction is an instantaneous movement towards you." So I'm going to write that down later in the video so you can see it. But what is he talking about here? Wallace D. Wallace. He's talking about this idea that when we practice gratitude, and believe me, I've had to practice this for years, and I still practice it. When we practice gratitude, it really creates movement towards us in a positive way. And, you know, you might be $100,000 in debt right now and might think there is not a dang thing I'm grateful for. Or maybe you're $50,000 in debt, or $20,000, $30,000, maybe you're only $5,000 in debt. Maybe you're not in debt at all, you're just crabby. You know, I wake up crabby all the time. Thank God there's coffee in the world, it helps, and other tools. But if you start finding things to be grateful for, if you make a list of 10 things you're grateful for every day, it gradually pulls more good towards you. You know, they say what you focus on multiplies. So if you're focusing on things to be grateful for, then things to be grateful for multiply. If you're focusing on the lack, if you're focusing on debt, if you're focusing on how much money you don't have, all the bills that you do have, which I did for years, that just multiplies. It just increases more and more and more. So I just want to give you a couple things. If you're like up against it right now with debt, I want to give you a couple things that will give you some peace of mind in the process. And I personally have been through this, so I might get a little bit emotional when I talk about it because it's really intense. And man, I was over $118,000 in debt 5 years ago, and now I have $7,797.07 in debt. I'll be debt free this year. Just, it's amazing. It's a miracle, and it took a lot of work. And a lot of tears and a lot of pain and a lot of suffering and, you know, foreclosed house and repossessed cars and pawned guitars and, yeah, you know, the list goes on and on and on of the negative things that happen along the way. But all of it has contributed to my growth as a human being and also to my financial well-being, which I'm now experiencing and saving and doing all these good things. So I'm grateful for that. So here's a few things that'll help you if you are struggling. You know, I was at a point in my life once when I was getting about 10 to 20 phone calls a day from creditors, and that's actually kind of embarrassing to say this for you know, the whole world to see, but you know what, if it helps 5 people, if it helps 1 person, then it's worth it. So, and I'm on the other side of it now, so it feels good. So if you're getting calls from creditors on your cell phone, God, you know, you have a great luxury. If you have an iPhone, you can just block their caller ID. You can also write them a letter and say, you do not have permission to call my cell phone, which they don't legally, or your landline as well. So that's the first thing you got to do. You got to get out of the mentality of they're chasing you and you're running away from them. So another thing that you can do that's a really easy and simple thing is you can, if you basically can't meet your debt payments monthly, then you can do a debt moratorium letter. You can write them a letter, say, look, I intend to pay this debt back whenever I can. but I can right now. And so I'm going to write you this letter. We're going to do debt moratorium for 6 months, 12 months, and that lets them know that you're not going to emigrate to Cuba, or you're not going to go to Canada, you're not trying to get out of the country and leave all your debt behind, that you're going to deal with it eventually, but just right now you can't handle it. So that's another thing that you can do. And there's so many things. I'm going to have like literally 5 years or more. I mean, I was in debt for 20 years, so I have a lot of experience with this. But the most important thing you can do is to have a vision, is to have a dream that you are moving towards, is to have a business vision, opportunity, and or artistic vision, creative vision, life vision that you're moving towards, because that will literally pull you out of debt, both just in the money that you're going to make and whatever that business is, in the vision, in the optimism. Let's say it's creating a family or buying a house, or whatever the vision is for you. It's your life, you have your own vision. I think it's really important to have that vision, to have it written down, to have it nearby where you can look at it when the debt collectors are coming after you, the bills are coming in, whatever. You can compartmentalize that as, yes, this basically what debt equals, it's your past. It's your past. And when you go into debt, you basically pay, you mortgage your future against your present, right? So your past is coming at you. And if you realize that that's your past, of course you have to stop incurring new debt, which if you haven't cut up your credit cards, do that right now. In fact, make a video of it. I had over 16 credit cards. I cut them all up once in front of a bunch of people. It was terrifying. Terrifying. Cut them all up, closed all the accounts, and it was terrifying. But you know what? I did it, and I haven't used a credit card in 6 years. Let's see, what year is it? 2014? Since 2008. So 6 years. And I've traveled around the world, flown on planes all over the country and internationally, and done gigs, and I've rented cars. I didn't think you could rent cars without credit cards. Anyway, there's a lot of things you can do. So I could ramble on for about an hour and a half on this, but I'm going to keep it relatively short. So, okay, just real quick, if you're looking for a few things to do, cut up your credit cards, block all your companies, anyone that's calling you for credit, block that, and compartmentalize your debts and your bills into one section of your life. That is your past, and you're going to deal with that. And make sure you have a vision. Make sure you have a business or some type of life positive vision that is pulling you forward, that is drawing you towards it. And of course, if you're looking for a vehicle to make money easily online, click on the link below and you can join my business. But whatever business you're in, make sure you have something that is drawing you forward out of that debt, that is propelling you towards your future. Because remember, your debt is your past and your future is unlimited. So I hope that inspires you. I hope this message finds you well. And go to Debt Free at Last if you want to get some updates from me, regular emails. And have a blessed weekend. We'll see you soon. Peace.